With mosquitoes buzzing all around, ants crawling up your leg, and a cold wind, it is hard to imagine a Querencia spot being a calm place. However, despite all these minor distractions, my spot allows me to think about the bigger picture and forget about the less important small things. Querencia to me is a place where you can connect to nature and the area around you to help you get to your roots. One of the most important parts about finding your Querencia is spotting a place where you feel like you can think peacefully. My Querencia spot is a flat spot in front of a log that overlooks to the river. Looking to my left, I see a tree poking out of a very inhospitable area surrounded by dry sand. Looking to my left, I see a fish surface out of the dark water and disappear back into the depths. The worn-out fence on the other side of the river looks as if it could collapse at any time. Sitting on the log, I hear flowing water from the river right in front of me. I feel very calm and at peace, but soon am disturbed by a mosquito buzzing near my ear. I quickly swat it away, but it returns 5 seconds later. Though this mosquito can seem disturbing, in a way it helped me focus by showing me how to ignore it. On my second trip, we were instructed to make a small cube in our Querencia and study it for 15 minutes. For the first 5 minutes, I did not notice anything other than the slight rustling of pine needles and the shaking of dead leaves from a slight breeze from my left. Hoping for something to actually happen, I began to notice some of the smaller aspects of my Querencia cube. This led to my defining moment of my Querencia. At first, I just saw an ant, a large black one, which must have been at least half an inch long. But the way it was moving caused me to become confused. His legs were not moving, and after closer inspection, I saw that the black ant was being dragged by a much smaller red ant. I wondered how the red ant could have defeated this much larger adversary. Perhaps the red ant was not alone, and the black ant was overwhelmed. This was important to me because it showed me how to pay attention to the small things in my Querencia. Being able to notice the small details and observe them is an important skill that takes a lot of practice that I learned in my Querencia. For example, there would be no way that I would even notice an ant crawling on the ground if I had not been instructed to do so. Even when I was examining the ants, I found myself not even forcing myself to look at the ants. In fact, I was pretty entertained by the show the red and black ants were putting on for me. I also discovered that I was feeling very lucky to have witnessed such a dramatic struggle when in reality, this struggle probably occurs on a daily basis. Secondly, watching the ants made me think about the way they live their lives. This is similar to the way Dillard discusses her admiration for weasels. I thought about how the ants were perfect citizens in their colony, and how in ant society, heroes such as a small red ant do this every day without expecting reward or glory. Instead, these seemingly perfect citizens of the colony risk their life out of pure loyalty to their queen ant. This reminded me of, I would like to learn or remember how to live. Dillard admires the weasel for the way they live their life, and I admire the way the ants live theirs. However, I differ from Dillard because he thinks because he believes that he should live like the weasel. However, I do not believe it would be wise to live my life blindly following leaders as the ants do. All in all, my Querencia showed me many things, including how to pay attention to the small things, as well as made me think about the way that I live my life. Querencia to me is a place where you feel connected to the ground around me and in some way offers a sort of spiritual healing and reflection. I had not thought about my life like I did in the Querencia in a long time, and I felt that whether it be watching ants fight, focusing intently on a leaf, or thinking about my life, my Querencia helped me achieve a unique place of mind that only my Querencia provokes.